Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys have been enjoying my book reviews. I know I've definitely enjoyed making them for you guys, and I am glad we are done the Kane Chronicles, and we are moving on to another one of my personal favorites, Brandon Maugh's Beyonder: A World Without Heroes. Hope you guys enjoy. So, one thing before we start, don't forget to like, share, subscribe this video. Also, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I upload my next video. As with any of my videos, if you guys have any book recommendations you want me to cover later on, just drop them down in the comments. Alright, just like the last couple videos, summary, cons, pros, final thoughts and ranking. So, the main character for this book is a 13-year-old kid named Jason Walker who has been transported to the world of Lyria. He found a portal after he was accidentally swallowed by a hippopotamus. So, Lyria is under the command of this magician named Moldor. So, Jason is actually not the only human who has been brought to Lyria. We meet our second protagonist, Rachel. Rachel and Jason are then tasked by the Blind King to go to these specific places to find the syllables of this magic word that could defeat Moldor. So, as I was reading this book, one real con that really stuck out to me was the magic system. Don't get me wrong, the magic system in this isn't bad. It's actually really interesting. I just think it's really underdeveloped. Because in this first book, we only get one real exposure to the magic system, and that is the magic word that could defeat Moldor. I do really get why he does this. In the first book, at least, the magic system itself isn't relevant, and the only aspect of the magic that is relevant is the word. I just think to make the world a bit more immersive, he should have dug a bit deeper into the magic system and explained it a bit more. So, the first pro is actually Jason and Rachel as the main protagonists. I personally really do like them as protagonists because in the beginning when they first meet each other, they are constantly just verbally sparring and making fun of each other, which is really funny to read. But as the book goes on, they start to slowly warm up to each other and become really good friends. So my favorite interaction actually is their first interaction when they first meet. And it is absolutely just hilarious. They're just roasting each other for all the stuff that they do know and all the stuff that they don't know from the beyond. And it's just absolutely hilarious. So, the second pro actually is Moldor's plan, because it is absolutely ingenious. Moldor's plan is not your typical evil emperor kill all my enemies type plan. It is actually really interesting because instead of just a full out kill them all, he's using psychological warfare to break down his enemies until their will to fight is completely gone. The reason he does this is actually really ingenious because he knows that if he just flat out kills his enemies, then whoever he kills will become a martyr, and he does not want that. Because he realizes if there is no rallying point for resistance, the resistance will be minimal at best. Moldor's plan actually has a second aspect, and it's also another psychological aspect, but this is more for the general public. Because the idea is if Moldor can stop someone who is as great and as noble as Galaran, what chance do they have of resisting the Emperor Moldor? So the third pro of this book is actually one of the side characters we get to meet, Theron. I put Theron in the pros section because I really do like his character and where he stands morally. Because Theron is actually of the race called the Displacers, who are actually bound to serve Moldor. Rachel and Jason actually figure out that Theron has been a plant put there by Moldor to track them the entire time. Theron even admits as the book went on, he actually started to really enjoy Rachel and Jason's company and didn't want them to die. So the reason I really do like Theron is he's fighting against his very nature to serve Moldor, to help Rachel and Jason out during their quest. And this ultimately culminates in Theron helping Jason get back to the Beyond at the end of the book. So the third pro of this book actually is the world building Brandon Maugh uses. He creates a bunch of really interesting locations for the story. He also creates a bunch of super interesting new magic races for the book. To me, at least, the most interesting of the locations is Hearthenham. So I find Hearthenham super interesting because it is actually a really integral part of Moldor's plan to defeat his enemies. The way Hearthenham works is that if Moldor considers you a big enough threat, you'll get an invitation to what's called the Eternal Feast. And basically the Eternal Feast is this massive, constant party that is a trap for his enemies so they slowly start breaking down and becoming less and less focused on their mission to defeat Moldor. One of the magic races Brandon Mull creates for this book is called the Amar Cabal. And the Amar Cabal are actually this really interesting race that actually grow out of seeds. They have like a seed planted in the back of their neck. And when they die, the seed drops to the ground and they have to be planted and they are reborn. Okay guys, final thoughts on the book here. I really like this book. I love how Brandon Mull uses his world building, how he develops his characters, and also the new magic races he brings into the series. The only real thing that drags this book down is I wish Brandon Mull had done a bit more explaining with his magic system. Other than that, I really do highly recommend this book for anyone. I'm going to be giving Beyonders: A World Without Heroes an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I definitely enjoyed making it for you. If you guys did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I drop my next video. Next video, we will be reviewing book 2 of this series, Seed of Rebellion by Brandon Mull. As always, if you guys have any books you want me to read and review, just drop them down in the comments. You guys can also follow me on these social media platforms to suggest book recommendations.